Brown, the Godfather of Soul, needs no introduction. As a musician, singer, songwriter, and dancer, James Brown's 50-year career continues to impact and excite people across the globe. From his incredible vocals to his eye-catching dance moves, it's impossible to deny his place as one of the greatest performers of all time. He sold over 50 million records and had over 7 R&B top 20 hits, including 17 number ones. With 2 Grammy Awards and his induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's no wonder why he's influenced some of the most successful artists of all time, like Michael Jackson and Justin Timberlake.
What do you feel may turn out to be your greatest achievement?
Well, I'm very glad you asked that, Brother Don, because I'm it's kind of a final for James Brown. As far as one-night engagement is concerned, I'm pretty well getting out of the business. But I'm going into something that I think can be far more valuable to the community, to our race in this country, because there are a lot that has to do with education, and I want to make kind of a tour and a festival of checking out the black colleges, seeing how and why having a curriculum been brought up to a standard where we can compete with anybody in the world. And this is going to be one of my main subjects. Nobody else is going in this area, and I figured this is one of the areas that should have been penetrated a long time ago, because there is the only way you can live is to know, and to not to know, you can never live.
Although James Brown had a rocky start, his star began to rise once he started the Famous Flames. After James and the group ran into Little Richard, he encouraged the Famous Flames to contact his manager. Little Richard also inspired their first big hit after writing Please, Please, Please on a napkin. It sold over 2 million copies. However, it wasn't the only hit to be made unconventionally. When James's label didn't want to make the smash single Do the Mashed Potato, he recorded the song with a different label and was credited under a pseudonym. That single became a top 10 R&B hit and grew into a national dance craze. Not surprisingly, that wasn't the only time James disagreed with his label. In 1962, James self-financed a live recording of his performance at the Apollo after his label thought it was a bad idea. Live at the Apollo became an immediate hit, selling over 1 million copies and staying on the charts for 14 months. James found mainstream success after his legendary performance on the live concert film The TAMI Show, where he upstaged the Rolling Stones.
I think it's probably obvious to you after watching the show what the Soul Train gang thinks of you. I'd like to ask you what you think of them.
Man, I'm telling you, they got to be one of the most beautiful group of people I've ever had a chance to work with. Everybody's so soulful and so friendly. Hey, it's just like you see it on TV. I mean, it comes out and it goes every place in the country, and just as warm as they seem to be on camera, that's how warm they are in person. Really right on people.
From there, James released hit after hit, with Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, Got You, and the classic It's a Man's World. However, it wasn't until his 1967 single Cold Sweat came out that he solidified himself as the creator of funk music. James' style of music became a significant influence on hip-hop in the following decades. That influence has made him the world's most sampled artist. Not only did his style of music become a major influence, but his style of fashion as well. His brightly colored suits, Cuban-heeled boots, and perfect afro became iconic parts of his performance. His style was seen in his audience and on artists who came after him.
Okay, James, you've coined many original phrases in the songs you've written, and I think probably the one that most people identified with very strongly was one where you said, I got soul and I'm super bad. What made you write that one?
Well, back to that same basic story again, the brothers are pretty hip and pretty together if they just get that opportunity. Mm-hmm. So a little motivation, inspiration kind of helps to ship the sail,
Well, let's get some soul and get super bad.
Can I get into it now?
You can get it.
It also influenced his protege's hairstyle, Reverend Al Sharpton, whom James met when he was only 18 years old. James became like a surrogate father to Sharpton and brought him out to California to help grow Sharpton's youth movement at the time. While he was there, James brought Sharpton to Soul Train. Even though James Brown appeared on Soul Train a few times, that almost didn't happen. When James came to the Soul Train studio in Los Angeles for the first time, he asked the host Don Cornelius, who backed the production. One of James's most iconic Soul Train performances was a 4-minute medley of Cold Sweat, Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, and I Can't Stand It, just to warm up to The Payback. James Brown's love of music and supporting black people made him a natural fit with the Soul Train audience and team. It's no wonder why we continue to call him the Godfather of Soul.